the repairman started noticing something strange. Police robot number 22 kept getting damaged for all kinds of reasons. The constant breakdowns made the repairman suspect the robot was intentionally trying to get itself killed. After replacing the damaged parts once again, number 22 finally powered back on. He followed the police squad to their next mission. His objective was simple: eliminate all criminals and protect humans at any cost. Police robots weren't just powerful weapons. They were also humanity's strongest shield. The robber's small arms fire couldn't even scratch him. But while searching for the criminals, number 22 was suddenly hit by a rocket launcher. The blast pierced straight through his armor plating and instantly short-circuited his battery. Even the repair crew was stunned. The robot had broken down twice in a single day. After hearing the news, the doctor rushed to the scene. He discovered the damage to the robot's chest was catastrophic. Although the brain structure remained intact, the machine was no longer worth repairing. The doctor decided to recover the core and scrap the robot entirely. But nobody could have imagined this discarded machine would one day lead humanity into a new era. In order to reduce maintenance costs for police robots, the doctor had secretly developed a new intelligent core. With it, robots would be able to assess danger and make decisions on their own during missions. Excited by the breakthrough, he hurried back to the company with the hard drive. He proudly presented his new invention to the company's CEO, but the boss had absolutely no interest in it. The police department had already laid off most human officers. A massive new order of police robots had already been approved. Soon, the entire city would be controlled by robotic police. And once the number of orders started dropping, the company planned to make its profits through expensive repairs instead. The doctor felt helpless, but he couldn't bear to let his life's work go to waste. That was when he thought about the destroyed robot. Using his engineer clearance, he secretly took number 22 away. He also sneaked into the core chamber and stole the administrator key. After loading all the parts into his truck, the doctor drove away from the company. But less than 2 miles later, someone blocked his path. Local gangsters had been constantly crushed by the police robots, so they decided to attack the problem at its source. They believed the inventor of the robots had to possess some kind of remote control. If they could get it, they could shut the robots down completely. After threatening the doctor over and over, they still found no sign of any controller. But they did discover something unexpected. There was actually a damaged robot lying in the doctor's trunk. If they repaired and reprogrammed it, it could become the gang's ultimate weapon. With death staring him in the face, the doctor stopped overthinking things. At the very least, this was a chance to test his new system. But the robot's injuries were severe. Its battery and chassis had fused together, and the battery could no longer be replaced. Once the power ran out, the robot would permanently die. It only had 5 days left to live. But for the gang, 5 days was more than enough time to pull off some robberies. The doctor inserted the administrator key into the motherboard. Then he uploaded the new operating system from the hard drive. The moment he pressed the power button, the robot successfully activated. But to everyone's surprise, the robot immediately hid itself. That was when the gang realized they had been tricked. This upgraded robot had no stored knowledge whatsoever. Everything had to be learned from scratch. The doctor believed that only this way could the robot truly develop independent thoughts. To help the robot experience surprise for the first time, the doctor even handed him a squeaky toy chicken. And just like that, Chappie learned his very first word. But the gangsters were furious. A robot with only 5 days left to live couldn't waste time learning useless things. They immediately drove the doctor away. Without a teacher to guide him, Chappie began exploring the world on his own. He even turned on the TV and started watching children's cartoons. The gang leader didn't want to waste any more time and demanded that Chappie learn how to fight immediately. But Chappie showed no interest in violence at all. Even after watching the full demonstration, he still couldn't grasp the point of it. He was so frightened that he even threw the gun away. The girl felt sorry for him. She believed nobody should treat a newborn child that way. The gang leader grew even angrier. He felt like they had dragged home nothing but a pile of scrap metal. So the girl decided to teach Chappie with kindness instead. And surprisingly, it worked incredibly well. During that time, Chappie even learned how to call her mom. Risking his life once again, the doctor returned to the gang's hideout. He warned them not to lead Chappie down a criminal path. To help Chappie understand the world properly, the doctor brought him storybooks as gifts. He even taught him how to draw. And most importantly, he told Chappie not to let rules limit his imagination. Meanwhile, the gang leader had just returned home after an exhausting mission. When he saw the warm and peaceful scene inside the house, he exploded with rage. He started beating the doctor and even pulled out a gun. Thankfully, the girl stepped in and saved the doctor's life. But the doctor still refused to back down. In order to keep Chappie on the right path, he swore he would come back again. The gang leader, however, refused to waste any more time. If Chappie couldn't help them steal 50 million within 5 days to replace the lost shipment, the higher-ups in the gang would come after them. So the gang leader decided it was finally time to take Chappie out into the real world for some training.